I found out a member had gone quiet 3 weeks after it happened. Not because I didn't care, because nothing told me it was happening until it was already too late to catch it. In the next few minutes, I want to walk you through how to build a re-engagement automation that tracks members' progress. And then you can gently nudge them to move forward without checking up on them, without making them feel like they're being watched. I built out the exact re-engagement structure that I use. It's got the milestone list, the trigger windows, and the message sequence itself. It's a simple template. You would like a copy, drop me a line and I'll send it over. There's no pitch, it's just a framework. So here's the problem. Churn doesn't announce itself. A member doesn't message you and say, hey, I'm about to quit. She just stops logging in or stops posting, stops replying in the group. And if you're not watching for that specifically, you'll never notice. You'll just get a cancellation one day and you'll wonder when it started. The fix isn't trying to remember to check in on people. That's the same mistake that you make trying to do the manual follow-up, relying on our memory when we already have a hectic schedule. It doesn't work. The fix is a structured piece of automation built around one thing, tracking our members' progress, and then setting up a trigger that's going to nudge them at a specific moment so that they can get re-engaged again. Here's how it works. There's 3 parts. Part 1 is first we've got to define what progress means. Before you can track their absence, you've got to know what milestones they're hitting at what times in your membership. Like for mine, say the first piece of content being posted, or the first ad going live, or maybe the first automation up and running. Whatever the real markers are inside of your program. Without defined milestones, you have no way to tell the difference between a person that's just quiet for a week or someone who is stuck. Part 2 is you want to set up a trigger window. So you want to pick a specific time frame. Say that if they've gone quiet for 2 to 3 weeks, that signals you to maybe send an email to them to make sure that they're okay and they're not just stuck. For most memberships, that's your threshold. The automation fires when someone crosses it. So if they have been quiet or silent for 2 to 3 weeks, they've not reached the next milestone, that's when the trigger needs to fire. So that completes step 2. Step 3 is the actual email sequence that you're going to set up. Now, this has got to be set up a specific way. You don't want them to sound like that you're attacking them or scolding them for not logging on and not progressing. This is part that most people get wrong. The message that fires shouldn't be like, you haven't logged in, is everything okay? That reads more like a guilt trip. It should sound more like that you just noticed and it's someone checking to make sure they're okay. Something closer to, saw you were working on milestone, whatever it is, and then you can give them the nudge, here's the one thing that usually unlocks it. That's a specific message. It's not a generic message. Helpful check-ins. It's a helpful check-in to make sure that everything is okay and they're continuing to move forward. And here's the part that matters most. This isn't just one email that you send out. It's a sequence of emails. And each one is for different stages in the program. So the person that has not set up their first ad, they're going to get an email that's specific for not setting up the ad. Whereas the person who hasn't hit the milestone of having 100 conversations a week gets a different message. So you want to make sure the messages are personalized because a generic email does not get read. That's the whole mechanism. You define the milestone, you set the silent threshold, then you build the nudge sequence that speaks to that person exactly where they are on their journey, and you help them progress. You help them to move forward. Look, I built out the exact re-engagement structure that I use. The milestone list, the trigger window, and the message sequence itself. And I built it into a simple template. If you would like a copy of that, just drop me a line and I'll send it over immediately. There's no pitch, just the framework. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any issues with this, you have any questions, or anything you would like me to cover in the future. Thanks a lot.